Hello and welcome to another episode of It Was Mooney, your source for all things movie, streaming, and pop culture related. I'm your host, Kosi, and I'm joined always by Wani B. And we're joined in studio today by special guest, friend of the show. What's up, brother? Ali.
How you doing, man?
Say what's up to everybody, man.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Good to have you
back.
Doing great.
Good to have you here, Ali. Good to have you, shit, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Welcome. And obviously, just a shout out to Maurice, buddy, wherever you are, man. Our live studio ostrich, wherever you are, we miss you. So come back to us.
Poor Maurice has been missing, Ali.
Yeah, as you can see, he's not even here.
The live studio ostrich.
Oh, I was just like, who are you guys talking about?
No, he's literally always there, but yeah, he's it's kind of So Maurice, we love you and miss you, buddy.
Yeah.
So
Where's Maurice, bro?
that's that's the $20 question.
It's like that movie, Dude, Where's My Car? Where's my Maurice?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So Dude, Where's My Ostrich coming out this fall on NBC. But no, I thank you for showing up, Ali. But Juan, what we got on tap for today's show, brother?
All right, so today we have some more trailer trash for you guys. We go over the trailers for Nosferatu, the Heretic trailer, and the Kaiju Number 8 trailer.
The 8th one.
Then we lean into a bit of a, I guess, retrospective / review for the show Demon Slayer.
Great show.
Not just the current season that's airing right now, but go over basically the past couple seasons, the story of the show, where we are so far and where we're going. And last, we kind of accidentally skipped over this last week.
Sorry, guys.
We messed up on this a little bit, but we review our one shot for Sound Euphonium.
Yes.
We set it up a couple of weeks ago with old Jimbo.
Yeah, man.
Jimothy. And so we give you that review and see what we thought. Give us that one shot review.
Man, we got a great show, man.
So first of all, how you doing today, Oli? How's your day been?
I'm doing good. I actually thought about something because we were thinking about like what we were trying to say. One of the things we should definitely talk about actually is the TNT crew and how it's going to be like their last year.
Oh, yeah.
Quick sports ball section.
Is that actually going to happen? Or are they going to
I
just
think
disband?
Charles Barkley is going to retire.
As of
I
now,
just remembered.
Okay.
Guaranteed. Chuck's guarantees don't mean shit, but
Oh, man.
Yeah.
he said he's going to retire at the end of next season. As of right now, I'm not sure if they officially announced it, but it seems like TNT has lost the rights at this point.
And also,
I think it went to NBC, right?
And
It went to NBC.
And for listeners at home, just real quick, there's a show on TNT. It's like a basketball recap show. It's hosted by 4 former players.
the NBA.
Inside the NBA, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Kenny Jet Smith, and who's the last one? There's and also
Charles Barkley.
Also Ernie
Johnson.
Ernie Shaq
Johnson.
Charles.
Yeah, it's a great show. They're running for over a decade, more than that on TNT.
I think it's close to 2 decades, actually.
Yeah, and they're about to. I guess their license ran out with TNT, so they're going to disband.
Basically,
great show.
the TV rights for the new NBA games,
whatever.
were coming up. Right, TNT's had them forever. It's been
Yeah.
TNT and ESPN with ABC getting the finals.
A little
and
bit, yeah.
ABC is part of ESPN anyway, so
Yeah.
so that's been like that for years. And then of course the local providers get local games, right? So if you guys recall, for the Rockets, we used to get Fox Sports, Fox Sports Rockets, stuff like that. Most teams have those local affiliates,
Right.
But yeah, so TNT, they haven't had as many games. They usually just have that Thursday night. Those Thursday night games.
Yes. Yes.
I think they encroached a little bit on Tuesday night, but that was mostly NBA TV. But it was completely famous, Emmy-winning.
Still famous.
Honestly, best sports show on TV as far as like halftime show.
I must agree. It's
100%.
Yeah.
Just the things that made it great. Obviously, the chemistry between the hosts.
The comedy.
It's not
The shenanigans.
You watch most other
Shenanigans.
halftime shows. There's a couple of like decent ones on football where it's actually guys talking shop, talking strategy, what's going on in the game. You get some decent insight. You get some solid insight with these guys too. But it's the jokes.
It's the entertainment.
It's them running up to the screen. It's Charles Barkley making fun of San Antonio women and calling Galveston water dirty.
They got some big old woman.
No, it really did feel like we're like watching a bunch of friends, older guys who played the NBA, so they have all this knowledge. but on top of the knowledge, you're just having a whole lot of fun. So it's so fun to watch.
Barbershop talks.
Yeah, barbershop talk, and it was not always PC. It was great. It was great to see.
It was never
that.
PC.
Yeah, it was never ever PC. So
we
it was
had
great to see.
some seminal moments. If you recall, I sort of recall Dwight Howard going on that show right after he lost with Houston, and kind of calling out Daryl Morey, and then Shaq in particular. He used to hate on Dwight Howard, so Shaq and Chuck and them were kind of hard on him. Just these like different moments where we got. It just felt more real than most of the, especially compared to the ESPN, which is
the
obviously the
1-2
biggest.
back to 1.
Yeah.
It was the 1-2-3. So it's supposed to be 1-2-3. The one back to
my favorite memory from Inside NBA was they had this thing called they call it the Black Masters. So they all come together and they play a golf tournament.
I remember this,
called the Black Masters tournament, and they have it for every year. And like either Kenny or Shaq or Charles will win. But it was always Charles at the end.
Yeah.
But one year, I think it was like 2021. Ernie and his son were playing, and Ernie won. So, so they had to have Charles Barkley put on the jacket Ernie, so like a white dude won the Black Masters tournament that year, and it was because like Ernie's like on. Like he's a white guy, but like he's so like with the culture and like he's like just by association, super cool and just great announcer, just an illustrious career. So like it's funny to see him just kind of like it's kind of weird, but okay, I'll take it. Like, we did win, so love Ernie. I hope they keep him together. This will suck if they can't.
Well, I know that Ernie is probably going to stay with CNN/TNT or the Turner people or whatever. And as far as Charles retiring, he's the kind of guy, if you throw him cash, he'll come back.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if either. I mean, ESPN right now, I guarantee you they're looking at throwing him a completely life-changing offer. 100%. I honestly don't think there's any salvaging ESPN show unless they just recommit to their vision for what a halftime show is entirely. Because, I mean, they got guys like Michael Wilbon on there. Michael Wilbon used to be great. Michael Wilbon's a great commentator.
Great writer. Great writer, too.
Great writer. He was doing a Pardon the Interruption for years
show.
with Tony Kornheiser.
Who's the other guy with them on that show?
Tony Kornheiser.
White guy. I forget his name.
I'm saying his name, bro.
That's his name. Okay, sorry.
My
bad.
That's the guy.
I just repeated it and everything.
Not the correct name.
Tony. I think it's Kornheiser or something.
It's Kornheiser. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely terrific. So he's capable of giving great commentary. They got Stephen A. on there, who's at least capable of giving bombastic, maybe not super interesting, but at least
entertainment value,
giving you some entertainment. Yeah. But all they really do is, Stephen A. talks for a minute, then Wilbon talks for a minute, then what is America? What's her name?
I don't remember the name, but the issue with them is they always have like a halftime show, but they don't have an after game show. What they instead go straight to SportsCenter.
But
that's their problem. So they never have like.
Is actually pretty amazing.
He's really great at that after game.
No, for sure. But it's only one person, and it's still like SportsCenter. But like if that crew that they have, if they had time to talk, I think they might be able to build something. But the worst thing you can give a crew is just a halftime, which is just like 10 minutes. I think it's all they get.
Halftime, they only really get like 4 minutes. If you actually look at the ESPN halftime shows, okay, Stephen A. says, "Oh, the Knicks are playing great. They're playing good tough basketball." Okay, cut to the girl. I can't remember her name. She says, "Oh, good vision, Stephen A. That's an interesting take. Let's pass it to you, Wilbon. What do you think, Wilbon?" "No, I think both teams are playing hard. I think they're turning around." "Oh, okay. Actually, now it's time for the fourth guy, who now is Bob Myers, the Golden State GM,
it's always,
the ex-GM.
It's always like a floater.
They have like five. It's like a 5-minute talk at most with each person talking once, and then cut to commercial.
Yeah,
and they come back. "Oh, let's talk about Stephen A. What do you think?" "Okay, never mind. Let's cut to commercial again." It's more commercials than actual conversation.
With the halftime, it's always been that way. I mean, it's the same with like the TNT stuff. It's just they just have an advantage of having like a 45-minute to an hour show,
of course,
where those guys straight up don't have it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like instead they promote SportsCenter over the.
Here's the thing.
Post game that they would have for NBA, which is the smart thing to do. It's just I don't know why they never said because they just need time. Yep. They just need time to talk.
Scott Van Pelt is so good at SportsCenter and so good at that post game that I don't mind that. If you want something to watch, it doesn't give you as much just NBA, but it gives you a good insight into sports in general. He's a treasure. But again, their halftime, you actually get something from watching the TNT halftime show, right? You actually get some insight. Even the NBA TV halftime show back in the day with like Chris Webber and stuff, you still have some insight. These guys are just setting up commercials.
So do you think moving forward they're gonna keep them together just to going forward? Will they keep them together, or will they just
I don't know who they is.
like? Well, I guess since Chuck is gonna retire, so Shaq, Kenny, and
No, but I mean, who's keeping them together? Like maybe ESPN throws them an offer.
I thought maybe TNT would like.
I could have seen like Charles Barkley. I think he has a production company. I could have seen him trying to keep the gang together and sell the show as
a package.
I could have seen that, but he's announced he's retiring. So
that's fair.
It's hard to say.
You know what?
If they throw enough money at him, he'd probably consider it.
I think this next year's our last year's. If so, hey, great run, guys. I'll be definitely tuning in. It's end of an era. So, nah, man, it's wild.
Yeah, definitely going to be incredible to see. It's always a bummer when you get to the end of the Western Conference Finals and you know there's no more
There's just
NBA.
no more of them, yeah.
And it's just, I mean, the Jeff Van Gundy and what's his name, Mark Jackson used to be pretty fun.
Yeah, they're great.
They were
on
awesome.
the game.
Yeah.
But
I enjoyed listening.
they got a little stale a little bit towards the end. There's a new crew with Doris Burke and JJ Redick was not, and I guess JJ's gone now.
JJ's gone now.
JJ's gone now, so they're gonna have to get another
shout out to
person.
JJ.
Doc Rivers was on there earlier.
Yeah, Doc Rivers also gone. It's supposedly part of the reason they got rid of what's this guy? Van Gundy.
Yeah.
Jeff Van Gundy was because they
Okay.
were scared he was gonna go to coach.
Oh, and then
At
look
least
now.
that was the stated reason that they were scared he was gonna go coaching.
Well, they
And
actually
now he's an analyst now.
fucked Jeff because they fired him at the worst time to be able to even get a job. So, like, his brother, if I'm not mistaken, went on the
good old Stan.
Yes, Stan went on
Stan
the
the man.
Dan. What was it? It was a
McAfee?
show in
Patrick?
Florida. Not Dan Patrick. The other Dan.
McAfee.
Dan.
What's his name?
Fuck, I don't remember his name.
That was hard.
Dan Levitard.
Dan Levitard, yeah.
Dan Levitard's show, Stan went in there just like, yeah, they fucked over my brother. He had like a whole spiel on it.
For a minute, yeah, man.
But
Yeah.
Dan Levitard made it his money's at ESPN.
Yeah, but then they straight up said like, yo, ESPN fucked over my brother. They're like, damn, okay, all right, cool. Like he did a whole spiel about it. Like if you go see it, like he was super pissed at him.
That's cold.
Yeah,
cool.
They fucked him over. They
Dan's
fucked
a pretty
over.
good commentator.
Yeah,
On TNT. You know who's grown into a good commentator? Real quick before we end this segment, Reggie Miller. Can I give him
Reggie
credit?
Miller's
I used to
excellent.
hate Reggie Miller.
I still hate
Reggie Miller's an
fucking
excellent
Reggie Miller.
commentator.
I fucking hate him
Give him more
so
of a chance.
much.
Give him more of a chance.
Dude,
He's
I've been
passable,
listening
dude.
to him for years. I've been listening to him for years.
He was better this year. You don't think so, Kosi? Am I
No,
crazy?
I love Reggie Miller as a commentator. Also,
I
as a
think he's
player.
gotten better. I think he's gotten.
He's comes off as rude, brash,
He's not as
kind of
corny
brash.
as he used to be. He actually has. decent
That's what it
taste.
is for me.
Yeah.
For
He's
me,
not as corny as he used to be.
he's not as corny as he used to be. It's just his timing, the way like a dunk happens. It's just like, oh, there goes LeBron.
I'll admit, Reggie Miller used to be my least favorite commentator, so I see exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna give him a shout out. I'm not saying he's top tier now. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong.
yeah.
I'm just
If you want to
saying
say he's mid-tier, fair.
he's
fair,
improved.
fair.
He's
Yeah,
improved.
yeah.
He's at the point where it's like, I don't hate a Reggie Miller call.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
hate a Reggie Miller
That's
call
fair.
anymore.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. He
'cause
has
get-
improved.
I get where you're coming from. He
Yeah.
used to be easily my least favorite.
Yeah, he's just
I
annoyed
hated
the
Reggie Miller.
shit out of me.
But
dude.
that Kevin
Holy
Harlan,
shit.
Reggie Miller, or sometimes Stan
Oh
Van Gundy.
man, it's so great.
You know
Yeah.
what?
The
Hubie
All-Star
Brown.
games,
Sometimes
yeah.
sometimes they have
Hubie Brown was dope.
Hubie Brown was-
I love Hubie Brown
Yep,
so
yep.
much. Now he talks basketball. Now he talks X's and O's, and he makes it make sense. You know, I love Hubie Brown so much.
He gives you an awesome
Dude, Ali
insight
getting
into
us
the game.
starting us off hot with some
Sorry,
sports ball.
I just remembered. I'm just like,
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
we got.
No,
yeah,
I
ain't mad
appreciate
at
you bringing
man.
us into
I ain't
that.
mad
I
at you,
appreciate you
man.
bringing us into
yeah,
that.
man.
But Juan, okay, what's up next for real?
Oh
this
yeah,
time?
like the trailers, right? The trailers. Let's go. Let's talk about the
Trailers
trailers.
are coming up. Okay. We're going to head straight into trailer trash. Okay, so off the bat, we're going to start with the trailer for Nosferatu. Okay, so this trailer, really cool vibes. It's a bit of a teaser, right?
Yeah, but definitely a teaser into this.
So obviously Nosferatu, very famous movie, one of those classics, 1920 movies everybody knows,
It's a
like
very
King
iconic.
Kong,
Yeah.
what are some other movies? Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's one,
Yep.
of, one of those early like silent
Silent.
silent horror movies.
It's
yeah.
one of everyone knows that classic. With the big goofy ears, that image. With
Yeah, it's a
the
very iconic
teeth.
look. Yeah.
The kind of slit eyes, a very very iconic movie look. Exactly. Through the doorway.
I blame everything we do in the shadows for like making that just hilarious now because there's a character in the movie that looked just like him.
What we do
Yeah.
in the shadows was such a great job.
It's great, but yeah.
dumping on
The
vampires.
aesthetics of the trailer looked awesome. I love the setting. I love the castle.
It looked like some Van
That shit looked
Helsing
cool.
type Transylvania kind of Eastern
Yeah,
Europe.
definitely.
Dude, that's
definitely.
It's Robert
setting.
Eggers, man.
Robert Eggers
Like
did
all
some
my
great
Eggers.
stuff. He did
The Witch.
Lighthouse.
Yeah.
The
Witch,
The
Northman.
Double
Willem
B.
Dafoe is in there, so you know it's going to be good.
He's
Willem
in
Dafoe
every-
coming back from after that Lighthouse
You couldn't help it.
performance.
Couldn't help it. No, man. Yeah.
You watch The
yeah.
Lighthouse, Holly? Real quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you like it?
Wild
Yeah.
movie. One of those movies where it's like I appreciated it more than I liked it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I definitely appreciated the
I
effort.
appreciated watching
Definitely
it.
appreciated the
It's one of
effort.
the movies I probably have to watch with subtitles.
100%.
We've discussed it a little bit already.
100%.
The seagull scene is still one of the all-time cinema scenes.
So good.
Yeah.
As far as sheer unfiltered rage,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a better representation.
It goes
Agreed.
on for a bit too long.
Agreed.
But I'm still not mad at it because it's rage.
No,
It's the rage. Yeah.
It's the rage of man personified on screen in a way that Robert Eggers does a great job with that. Robert
But in the
Eggers
trailer,
does a
though,
great
man, like,
job of
it looked like that-
symbolically.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Symbolically showing those emotions and using these scenes, these graphic, interesting cinematography and cuts and scenes to establish these raw emotions. Again, not always enjoyable, not always fun, not for everyone, but definitely a sight to see every time. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Ali. You were having some
No. I
comments
was just saying, like, at one part of the trailer, it looked like that guy was trying to cut his dick off or something. It
so-
was just
so-
some
some
weird ass shit, dude.
Crazy imagery in here. That's Robert
Right.
Eggers. Insane cast. You got Bill Skarsgård, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Emma Corrin, who will be in Deadpool Wolverine, playing
Willem Dafoe, we mentioned.
Yeah, it's an incredible cast. But yeah. Take that, but also just the imagery, the hand going over the city.
Oh, the hand over the city was
yeah.
dope.
I don't know if y'all seen the original Nosferatu. It's
I
great.
have not.
It's not like something you should watch.
No, I've never seen
It's
it.
not like a.
I didn't hear about it until just right now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's part of horror history, but
Never
it's not
seen
like
that little.
Yeah.
No, it was the first
you
time for
haven't
me.
seen that? Yeah.
No, that was that was the
was
first
One
time
of
for
those
me.
famous
That was
scenes
scaring
you end up
people
seeing,
in the
like
20s,
King
bro.
Kong on top of the.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
One of those things you just kind of absorb. I
Oh.
never watched the movie.
The bird though. God, you fucking
Yeah,
hit
he-
the
oh,
bird,
yeah, dude,
bro.
I-
Kind of started chewing on a pigeon
That
while
guy,
it was
yeah,
alive.
that guy got too hungry. Yeah, that
Yeah, he
was
got-
crazy.
And I love that part where they're all saying he's coming.
Yeah,
He's coming.
Nosferatu.
Chant.
Yeah,
like a
that
little-
kind of
yeah,
chant,
yeah,
different
yeah.
characters, and then you know what
then you
they're
had the
gonna say.
nuns.
You know, obviously from the title of the movie, the whole setup.
Yeah.
But it still works. They never
Yeah.
even show him. They never.
No, they never showed him.
They
I think it was like
kinda
a
little bit.
shadow
They
of
showed
him with
a
like
shadow
a
of
dog
him.
next to him or like a wolf next to him
some
or some
kind
shit.
of dog, or wolves.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm not sure. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it's supposed to be a werewolf kind of imagery.
Yeah. No, but it
It
looked
looks
good.
like it'll be fun. It looks
Yeah.
or scary fun.
So like Robert Eggers is a guy kind of like Denis Villeneuve. I'll put in that category where they transport you to wherever wherever the movie is. They make sure you're fully immersed in there, and which is why they haven't ever missed in terms of like putting out stuff in terms of like just their theatrical directing. So yeah, I love Eggers stuff. I'm really excited for this. Just we don't know much. We just know it's a reimagining of that 22 movie. But yeah, I love this. I love this teaser.
Definitely. One last thing. I love how they say, was it vampire?
Yeah.
Oh, want to make it sound
vampire.
make it sound
That's a
fancy
vampire.
a little bit. Yeah.
I think the original. I've at least seen spellings where it's with a Y, not vampire with an I, but
Okay,
yeah.
vampire with a Y. I could see how kind of old timey, Eastern Europeans or old timey
Yeah.
Brits pronounce vampire. It just sounds fancy. right?
Yeah, it makes it sound a little bit more
It gives it a
sophisticated.
little more of that.
The movie just
edge.
looks like it's just fun to watch, though. It's just like I
It looks like it's
definitely
gonna
want to
be
watch
a
it.
good
Yeah.
scare, but a good, thoughtful
Yeah,
scare.
There'll be
Yeah.
other
Not
stuff
a thriller.
going on. Yeah.
Not a thriller. It'll again, that imagery hits you with the emotions, the scenery. He's absolutely great at that. Villeneuve is a great comparison as far
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
as far as that goes. Hopefully that'll be an exciting movie. When does it come out, Cozy?
It comes out Christmas Day this year, 2024. So
that's
6 months
an
from now.
interesting juxtaposition with the holidays.
Yeah.
You'll get some Christmas spirit and then go get scared out of your mind.
Yes,
Right?
Scared. Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though.
Not the usual Star Wars / Inside Out or a Pixar type.
Yeah, or a family tentpole movie. Nah.
Speaking of Star Wars, is there a Star Wars movie coming out anytime soon?
There's actually a Star Wars show running right now.
There's a show now, yes.
It's called The Acolyte. Our two friends that are more into Star Wars are kind of hating on it. And I've already been hating on Star Wars for a while, other than Andor.
Same. I haven't seen Andor though,
Andor's
so I can't really hit on Andor.
Andor's
I haven't
probably
seen
the
it.
best Star Wars content
that's
been released, like ever.
Damn.
As far as story-wise, I mean, some of the video games are amazing.
I'd still say Empire is the best, but this definitely feels like some Empire.
It depends what
stuff.
you like.
Yeah, it also is
As far
definitely
as
subjective.
quality of the writing, quality of the character building, everything is easily.
Because Aaron said that Andor was amazing. He just kept on telling me I should watch Andor.
Okay, here, Andor's not a good Star Wars show. Andor's an incredibly good show that just so happened to have a Star Wars code of paint.
Yeah, if we stripped away all the other stuff,
if you just took away everything that was Star Wars and you just kept the same show, it would still be
still
top
compelling
contender for show of the year.
Still compelling. Yep.
Fair.
It was not a show that it involved the trappings of Star Wars, but it was not slavish or devoted to any of the mythos. They didn't care about the whole Star Wars lore and mythology. They just wanted to create a good show.
But my question is, though, like, are they going to restart the story with the movies or something? Are they going to keep the same movies, or what are they doing?
They still keep the continuity with this.
So with this new movie coming out, the new movie they're working on a new movie right now. It's called Mandalorian and Grogu. It's about the Mandalorian and the child on like an adventure. That's the next movie. So
so it's not like an episodic movie.
No, they're kind of. I think they're working on those.
Trilogy situation.
Yeah, I think they're working on those, but they're not going to release that yet.
They did say they were going to have another movie with this Daisy Ridley with Rey's character.
So I don't know if it's a trilogy. I think it's just like what they're doing with Mandalorian.
What did you guys think about that character?
I actually liked her.
I did like her. Just
as far as an actress and stuff, I thought she was fairly poorly written.
Yeah, just wasn't well used.
So this is where I diverge with a lot of Star Wars fans, where she's poorly written in a lot of the same ways that, frankly, I think Luke Skywalker is poorly written.
It's very much how Luke Skywalker is.
But for some reason, it's really upsetting to some people when Daisy Ridley does it.
Yeah, not sure why.
I don't know if it's just because some people watched Luke Skywalker as a kid, and so it's just easier to root for him. Luke Skywalker is like if you put Link as a character in a movie and pretended you're a really big fan of that character. You know what I mean? It's not the kind of character you're supposed to be a big fan of.
I don't think I can disagree with any of that. I think you're right on that.
No, he's
the only interesting part about Luke, like at the time, was his dad was Vader. Right, like that was the most interesting part. It's just like, oh shit, that's his dad. This whole time,
Han Solo and Leia are much more compelling,
interesting, way more interesting,
way
more fun.
Especially in New Hope. After New Hope, I believe that Luke really does get interesting. Like from Empire,
Luke does have a solid arc.
His arc's amazing.
I wouldn't say it's amazing. It's dark. It exists.
It's dark, and also whenever he crashes into the planet, you're just like, oh, dude, this setting sucks.
The reason why I say it's dark is I think it sets up that journey we've seen just throughout Hollywood. The heroes go through.
Yeah,
he kind of streamlined that.
And maybe people are over it.
Could be.
Maybe that's what it is.
The hero story is it's almost cliche at this point.
That's what it is. Because back in the day, like it used to be dope, but now it's just...
so many superhero movies did it in such a by the numbers way.
Yeah.
Right, like the exact same hero's arc.
The formula is the same,
but like just formulaic. At least Star Wars at the time it did it was interesting.
Yeah,
we can go into more detail on that. We'll probably have a more in depth.
We don't have enough time right now, but
it's definitely fallen off a bit. I'll just say that. I have not watched Acolyte. I have not heard good things about it.
Yeah, I got to check it out. Too.
I watched Ahsoka almost against my better judgment, and I thought that was terrible. It was interesting for a bit, and then I thought it ended terribly.
I thought it was. It could have been great, but it ended up being good.
It should have been. I thought it was like an 8 to 9 out of 10 through about 3/4 of the way. And the last few episodes, for me personally, were so bad it crashed down to like a 4.
Jesus Christ!
Like, I just thought it was. I was like, it was like Game of Thrones, where it's like oh my god, this is so bad. It just ruins the rest of the show.
I
for
get
me.
that. I get that.
I can't go back and rewatch.
Yeah, you
this
can't
up
like
to,
go back like
episode
up to
six.
like
I have to
season
finish.
6 or some shit.
Yeah, I can't just go back and watch part of it.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah. So so yeah, that's our little spiel on the Star Wars.
Sorry.
No, it's
I'm
all
really,
good. It's all good.
I'm really sidetracking you guys.
We,
No, you're good,
we
brother.
love getting sidetracked on this show.
I'm
Don't
glad-
worry.
I'm glad you're here, man. Hell yeah, dude.
Always glad to
man.
see you,
Appreciate
man.
you,
Always
man.
glad to see you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate
All right,
you.
so we're gonna move on to the next trailer. I think it was called Heretic.
Dude, evil Hugh Grant.
Evil Hugh Grant. That's basically the byline of this movie.
That's a selling
So
point.
basically, the concept of the trailer, these two.
They're Mormons.
Is it Mormons? I
Yeah.
thought it was Jesuits.
No, they're Mormon missionaries.
They're
yeah.
Mormon
Mormon,
missionary.
actually?
They're Mormon.
I thought they were, you know what Jesuits too? Is it because the Jesuits are usually the ones knocking on your door?
Yeah.
So they're the type of Christians that knock on your door to try to convert your ass, try to sell you on.
And he was like, "Come
They
in,
knocked
have
on
some
the wrong-
pie."
so
door.
I mean he kind of sells it. So first of all, it's Hugh Grant. I mean, obviously he's a little older, a little different, but I mean, we all remember him for some rom-coms.
Mickey Blue Eyes.
a lot
bro.
of
It's like-
rom-coms.
Dude is charming.
Yes.
Dude oozes charm.
Yeah,
does not ooze at all scary or dangerous or
Even when he's in a scary movie, he actually does a pretty good job.
I've never seen him in a scary movie.
He's never
before.
been scary.
If you watch The Gentleman, that's probably the closest where he got
He's sleazy.
uncomfortable. He's sleazy.
Oh.
sleazy.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah.
He's
But
never
like
been-
that wasn't
Usually-
scary though, because like the
usually-
gentleman, he was just like
No, he's
sleazy.
not.
Is exactly
He's
what
not,
you said.
He's not scary.
Yeah.
But it did show he had more range than just the rom.
He definitely. Oh, he was amazing
Gentleman.
in
Most
it.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think he was the bad guy in Paddington too.
He was a bad guy in Paddington.
Have not seen it.
Great,
That was an
great
incredible
pull.
movie.
Great pull. He was a bad guy in
Incredible
Paddington.
movie. So
Okay.
that's the
Watch
closest we've
it.
ever seen to Hugh Grant being an actual villain. And even then, he's one of those charming.
Charming villains. You're like,
Charming-
I kind of like you, man.
Yeah,
Keep going.
You don't
I'm
like
rooting
him.
for you.
He's actually a terrible person. He's a horrific person.
Yeah.
So you're not rooting for him at all. But it's still charming
Yeah.
as opposed to like scary
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
unsettling.
Yeah.
So he definitely turns on the scare. It's not the kind of role we're used to seeing from him at all. But somehow you just instantly buy it.
It worked.
Yeah.
Right?
It worked
He doesn't-
immediately.
You don't have to sell it. You're not sitting there saying, "Oh, Hugh Grant can't pull this off."
He-
He immediately sells you on the idea.
I believe those
The
two women
moment
were in
he
danger.
walked away from the table, you're like, oh.
Oh, the camera
shit.
pans down to the camera.
very
Yeah,
clever-
that was
there's a-
such a good pan
There's a
out.
very clever scene where the girls ask, "Okay, we can only come in if there's a woman present," and he says, "Yeah, my wife's here," and then there's a smell of a pie, and then so he goes in the kitchen and says, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna go finish my pie." Suddenly they look down at the candle that's on the table they're sitting at, and it's the candle that smell of blueberry pie.
Yup.
So they start to realize,
Shit.
who bakes a pie while having a candle that smells like pie.
Yeah, it was just well done. It was well done.
So they start
Really well
trying
done.
to get out and realize they can't. They're trapped. There's some religious overtones to it. He tries to make him choose between like a belief and a disbelief.
he wrote like a disbelief door. Yeah, that was
but
cool.
at the end of the trailer, they mostly have just kind of the standard kind of horror type scenes. Girl running away from.
Yeah, it was a
scary
scene
stuff.
like where a girl was like behind the girl or some shit. Cause
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was
we
some,
said, like,
Sal
part
was
of
behind
her
her.
face was
It looked like a
there.
leper.
Or yeah, some kind of monster.
It
I don't know.
reminded me of a leper. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
no,
you
I
ever
can see
watched
it. You can
Kingdom,
barely- you can
Kingdom
barely
of
see it.
Heaven.
Yeah. The king. Yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me of one of and lepers tend to have biblical significance
For sure.
So I could see
Yeah, yeah,
how. That was just my thought. It could just be. Like,
No.
They don't give a clear. They don't give a clear
I'm completely
image.
with you on
They
that.
don't give a clear image.
Remember that final shot where she's running in that maze, like it pans up above her, and
Yes.
she's like, "I
Yeah,
guess
so,
they-
like, in the
they-
title
maze-
card, they do the title card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like in the maze, it was like a small like miniature house or like a
Yeah.
castle
One
of
those
some
rat
kind.
mazes.
Yeah, like a rat maze.
Yeah,
No,
and
really
she
cool.
was in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And, like
she
they
climbs
zoomed
up
out and it was
some-
still in the room. We were like,
She
oh,
climbs
what's
up. It was a
happening?
cool shot, actually. The
It
way
was
they
a
zoomed
dope
out,
shot.
You saw the whole maze.
That was dope.
And I don't know. It's just that we like kind of askew angle because we've seen a lot of panning over the maze type shots.
Yeah.
In action movies or thrillers or whatever.
We shot it in-
Shining, all this stuff.
We shot it in John Wick
This-
like recently.
This
Yeah.
I don't know had that kind of weird tilt to it where it's like. Okay, this is unsettling. There's
It's
something-
completely unsettling, and like you're still in the room, like as if like they really went small, like they just went like a small
she
people
looks
all
like
of a
a
sudden,
rat.
like
Yeah.
straight up,
She
like
looks
a rat.
like a rat within a maze.
And
Exactly.
he's like caught, and he's basically caught in. She's caught in his trap.
That
Yeah.
the metaphor, of
Yeah.
course, of him manipulating and she's trying to escape. She's moving along this maze.
Yeah.
Thinks she's making choices.
That's what they get. I hate them.
Super
Yeah.
scary.
Don't invite him to your house.
All this for knocking. No, like
All this for
yeah.
knocking. Trying to sell Jesus.
No, I'm looking at this, and it's written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. Those are the guys that did the Quiet Place movies. So this is like they're kind of doing doing a project outside of what they've been doing in there. So
They
it's
didn't
really
get
cool.
that new Quiet Place movie, so
Exactly.
they have to make something else.
Yeah. So like I'm really excited for this. So again, that was a great just teaser. Evil Hugh Grant.
Yeah,
So,
that was a good little trailer.
when does it come? I guess. Oh,
It was just coming soon, they said, right?
Yeah,
they just said it's coming soon.
It'll be released November 15th.
But speaking of the Quiet Place, actually, did you guys watch the sequel for it? Was it good?
Yes,
Oh,
it
yes.
was.
I only watched the first one.
Oh, my goodness.
It was great.
I thought the sequel was comparable in quality to the first.
Okay.
I'd say it's just as good as well.
Okay.
I still think the first one's a better movie, but the sequel's
The first
a
one
great.
had just wins for originality.
Yeah.
But the
yeah.
sequel has.
And they're about to come out with a prequel, right?
They are about to come up with
Yeah,
a prequel.
yes.
Right,
I'm
right,
just
right.
mentioning
Quiet
that,
Place.
that these guys didn't get the.
Yeah.
They didn't get to make the prequel.
Right.
Yeah.
They got it.
That's what you guys
Yeah.
were saying,
Yeah,
right?
that's what
yeah.
we're referencing. Yeah, so it's a prequel of Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
We actually discussed a little bit of Quiet Place Part 2 had Cillian Murphy as this redneck good guy.
Nice.
And
He's amazing.
That's when
character.
he started selling me in particular on, okay, this guy has range. He's not
Yeah,
just creepy thin
okay.
man. He's not just a creepy weirdo.
I love Cillian
this guy
Murphy
can
so much. He's such a
seriously
good
act.
actor.
Everything he's in.
I really
he's
think
great. Yeah.
that role helped lead him into his success with Oppenheimer.
Okay, I can see that.
I mean, I'm not saying it's like he always is a skilled actor.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good jumping point for him playing kind of a more of an everyman.
He was definitely on a wave
more of a
after
down
that.
to earth character.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Because there are those scenes in Oppenheimer where he's kind of a rural guy. He likes the farm life. He likes riding horses, and I think it helps sell that when you got that.
Show that other side to him. So
Yeah.
this movie
Fair.
looks awesome. So
Yeah. So Heretic coming out November 15th.
yeah.
I would watch that movie.
All right. So last trailer. So this is a little bit different from the way we usually do trailers because the show is already out. You can already watch it out today. It's already
I think it's on episode 8 right now, and it's still coming weekly.
10 or 12 probably.
Probably 12 if I had to guess. It's always 12 or 24 for seasons.
Usually anime seasons are 12 for the season, and then they'll have a season 1 that's split into 2, so that's 24.
Yeah.
Or they'll just have it called one season as 12 episodes. Just depends on the anime.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's called Kaiju Number 8.
Yes.
Kaiju Number 8. Ali will tell us a little bit more about it because he's been watching it, but just a quick recap of the trailer. It seems basically we have a world where kaijus are at least a semi-regular appearance.
Yes.
To the point where, they have a
Like a force against
defense
them.
force?
Yeah, like a defense force.
Defense force. And it's almost like a road, it's like almost like a workplace thing, right?
Yes.
Like they're like apply for it. They,
100%.
they have like cleaners cutting up the monsters and like taking them apart. It's not quite like a Godzilla or at least from the trailer. I think the trailer emphasized more the workman quality of it, at least at the beginning. And then so we cut to this guy that wants to join the defense force, him and his buddy, and I think he's failed or has not been able to get into the defense force, not passed the test or whatever. And then some kind of weird bug parasite thing attaches himself or like gets swallowed by him. And he becomes a kaiju.
Yes.
Right, he becomes a kaiju. Shades of other show.
Definitely
Attack on
Attack on
Titan. I was
Titan.
thinking maybe Ben 10.
Yeah, a little bit.
I haven't seen Ben 10.
There's
Sorry.
other shows where or Blue Beetle even Blue Beetle.
Also,
Yeah.
also Chainsaw Man a little bit too.
Chainsaw Man a
little bit, yeah.
That whole
Yeah.
concept of
Just
ingesting the monster.
of, like ingesting the monster,
Becoming the
and
monster,
becoming
yeah.
like a kind of a monstrous but powerful and good force.
Yes.
Right, so that concept we've seen before a few times, and then it seems like it's kind of where the trailer
So sell us
leads
on the
up
show,
to.
Ollie. Try to
The
sell us
first
on this.
episode, like, it starts off with, like, that big-ass fucking Godzilla monsters basically getting destroyed by this force or whatever. And then the scene, like, essentially starts with, like, your main character being part of the cleanup crew. And so he knows a lot about the monsters. He knows how their intestine works and their, like, biology and everything works on them. But he also wants to join the defense force, and this is the only thing he could do to basically help. And he was going through the training area to get to the force, essentially, and then he got injured. And then this small ass thing went inside his mouth, and now he's all of a sudden a human-sized kaiju, essentially. And he is super strong and stuff like that, but he can't be found out that he's a kaiju, because if he does, they'll immediately
they'll kill him.
kill his ass. That's essentially how the first episode goes, and I highly recommend you guys watch it, because I force these guys to watch the trailer. But I think you guys should definitely check the show out, and even do like a review off the first episode for like the next episode.
It looked awesome, though.
You guys will really enjoy. I highly recommend it.
It looked pretty cool. It looked pretty cool.
It is really dope.
Who made this, Ali? Do you know?
I don't know the writer. It's a fucking Japanese writer, bro. Like, I can pull it up for you.
Yeah, it says here, like, a person by the name of Naira Matsumoto, who wrote it, published by Shueisha. Shueisha is a very prolific production studio. They made everything from, the list goes on, but like...
Tristan was the one that forced me to watch the show when he was over in my house with his wife and his kid. Yeah, like he straight up said, watch this.
Tristan? Okay.
The episode just came out, watch it. This is really good. I've read the manga. Right. You need to watch this. I'm like, okay. And then I watch it, and me and Moral were like, oh, this show is amazing. I want more. Right. Like, I'm more excited for this to come out over Demon Slayer or any other show that's out right now, because like all I've been watching right now is just anime, and like we get excited. I was like, Kaiju Number 8 is out. It's Saturday. It's coming out. Like, it's like that for me right now. So like I'm excited for it. Like every week it's coming out.
That's excellent to hear. Yeah. We'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate that kind of mini preview.
Yeah, for sure.
So, speaking of Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Right, what a great segue.
Good segue.
So we're going to take a little bit of time today to discuss the Demon Slayer show as a whole. Kind of give our thoughts, overall review. Obviously, the show is not completed yet.
But the manga is.
It's still in the process. The manga is completed. We're going to avoid spoilers and keep it to the show. Just for the people who have been show only. We don't want to give them any spoilers. But yeah, basically Demon Slayer, quick little kind of overview. It's basically the show, a show set in feudal Japan, right? There's still kind of samurai, there's still lots of swords, and sandals and stuff, right? Very traditional, very, I can't remember what the era is called, the specific era, but that kind of, I don't know, shogunate type era.
Right.
So anyways.
The show, like, definitely starts out like without you knowing like that's the kind of show it is, because like it starts out like with a kid just trying to go through the winter, just trying to grab a bunch of wood and stuff, right?
When it takes place.
But even the wood basket, the way he's dressed and stuff, kind of gives you the.
Oh, for sure.
It's not exactly modern Japan, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Of course. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So it's a world like we've seen in quite a few other animes. It's a world where they have demons, right? The demons in this particular world get destroyed immediately by the sun. They can only move around in dark, and they're kind of vampires in another way, in the sense that if they kind of bite or transfer their blood to their victims, they can make the victims into demons. Right?
Yes.
They're not just kind of spirits or something. Every demon can actually trace their blood flow to kind of one original demon.
Yeah.
Right?
His name was Muzan or something?
Yeah, Muzan.
It was Muzan.
They call him Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson from Smooth Criminal.
He kind of does look like Michael Jackson.
Like Smooth Criminal Michael Jackson in particular.
Like off the bat. And then he turns into a child.
White suit with the
hat.
He's a girl at a few times too. They actually in the trailer
he does turn into a girl.
The opening theme for the new season, they show him all his different forms. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah, they do.
He has different points. Okay.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter.
Okay.
He just can't go in the sun.
Yeah. And when he was a kid, I think he killed his mom and his dad. Like, the fake mom and dad that he has, because like when he was a kid, because he got pissed at one time.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he totally killed the shit out of it. Yeah.
No, he did. I don't think it was mom and dad. It was like those caretakers.
Right? It was caretakers or something.
Was that shown in one of the movies? I kind of vaguely remember that.
That was shown.
They showed it in the movie.
See, that was the finale of season 3.
Thank you. Okay.
That was the train one. Yeah, it was the train
no, not
movie.
the train
No,
one. It was the one
Wasn't it
with
the end of the train
the
movie?
season 3 with the
That
love
dis-
Hashira.
yeah,
the
Hashira
Hashira with all the emotions.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the demon with all the emotions that could
fantastic
split itself.
fight.
Yeah.
Incredible
yeah.
fight, by the
Split
way.
itself.
Yeah.
And then so that was.
You're right. You're right.
That was the scene where. Well let's cut back a little bit.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. So okay, so there's this bad guy.
Muzan.
We'll call him Muzan. I think he has like a full name.
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Evil
We'll call him
Michael Jackson.
So Demon Michael Jackson. He was even white, so he's definitely Demon Michael Jackson. So Demon Michael Jackson basically transfers blood into other demons, and at some point we go to this kid Tanjiro, just this random kid in feudal Japan getting wood in the winter for his family, and he comes back to his family home, and they're all dead. They're all dead. They've all been killed. I think the show says they've been killed by him, by the main demon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And then in that, he finds out most of his family is dead, except for his... It's still younger, but the oldest of his youngest siblings, his sister,
Yeah.
Nezuko.
Let's go.
She is a demon.
Yes.
She has been made into a demon. Now, demons forget their human form. Most of them can't talk. They're basically like raw vampires. If you ever watch I Am Legend, kind of that vibe.
They can't
Actually, yeah, kinda
survive
like
in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't
She-
survive in the sun.
No.
So Nezuko sees Tanjiro, who's the main character, and she immediately tries to kill him. But, I guess some part of the love for her brother manages to shine through some memory.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically becomes a friendly demon.
Yes.
The only one who's not bloodthirsty. She even has like a coma phase where she
Yeah, she sleeps for like
She sleeps
2
for,
months
like,
straight or some
2
shit.
months straight in a box or something.
Yeah.
And then when she comes out, not only is she not dead from the lack of blood,
She's got a bamboo in her mouth.
most demons need. Yeah, she got bamboo so she doesn't bite people. Most demons need blood to survive, so she no longer needs human blood to survive. She still can't see the sun. But
She just needs sleep.
yeah, she's
That's
friendly.
all she needs.
Yeah, she does benefit from blood, but she doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who needs blood? We just
All
take
the
a
other
nap.
ones do. All the other ones need to feed.
She's got the definition of plot armor on her side all the way.
Yeah, as far as her demon powers, you could tell basically she's kind of turning human just through the love for her
it's
brother.
interaction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so at this point, so we have these demons, and then we have this force of humans who fights against them, right? The demon hunters.
Yeah.
Or demon slayers, sorry.
Demon Slayers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's the name of the
Demon
show.
Slayer Corps. Or
Demon
Corp?
Slayer Corp.
Yeah, Corp.
I think
Corp.
what's cool is that like Tanjiro's mission throughout the show has been, hey, let me cure my sister, but then it kind of puts him on a collision course with the Demon Hunter Corps, and he just meets his crew Zenitsu and
He actually meets the bad guy early on because one of his unique powers is that Tanjiro has an basset hound level sense of smell.
Smells underwater, bro.
Yeah, he can smell underwater.
Oh, for real?
Can,
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
he can smell he just has an unbelievable sense of smell.
Yeah.
Right,
That's the superpower.
To the point where he actually runs into the main villain just because he smells the same
Smell
Yeah.
around his family.
Yeah.
stench from where people that killed his family.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like, I think because demons in that world may have a smell.
Yeah.
That's what I remember
Even though
that.
he
Yeah.
specifically smells this guy.
He smelled Michael Jackson.
Like,
And the reason-
Michael Jackson specifically, not just a
okay.
demon.
Okay.
And the reason why Michael Jackson in particular wants to kill his family, if I'm not mistaken, is because of his. I think it's because of his earring. It's
So,
specifically because of his
yeah.
earring, but they
haven't
pursue
gone
exactly what it
into
is. Yeah.
his lineage
the
or
full
something.
detail. But supposedly the only thing that Michael Jackson dude fear is the dude with the sunlight earrings.
Yeah.
If y'all have probably seen the pictures that
Yeah,
like
it's Tanjiro's like
no,
signature. earring.
but it's not just from the show. It's like that sunlight image from like the flag of Japan.
It's right there, man.
Oh, the rising
it's right
sun.
there.
Oh yeah, Cozy has a Demon Slayer.
Oh, this
jacket.
was not on purpose. But yeah.
Demon Slayer shirt. Yeah, but the rising sun, the
Oh, right
famous,
there, okay, yeah,
famous rising sun image. So they had that on their earrings, and so it's implied. They haven't really explained it yet, but it's implied Michael Jackson fears that. That's why he attacked the family.
Original. That's why he killed the family originally.
because he's
Yeah.
trying to just wipe that out.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Even now to this point, in season 4, they haven't fully explained
Yeah.
what that connection
And I don't want to
is.
talk about it because it's going to be spoilers.
I must say,
At least with the manga, we have not.
I must say, as a person who doesn't really watch, I've only seen the movies and a couple of the episodes. The one thing that stuck out most, that puts this above and just separates it from every other anime out there, is the animation. This is absolutely gorgeous animation, like
The fighting animation.
fire,
Yeah.
no stuff like fire and smoke. They make it look everything. It's just it sets it
It
apart
pops.
in a way.
So one of
It
the
pops. It's so
pops.
gorgeous.
I
to
guess
watch.
gimmicks is that all the samurai sword fighting, they have what are called breathing styles.
Yeah.
And they'll
Yeah.
say, okay, we have a water breathing style,
Thunder,
and water
air.
form number 3, and they'll show this crazy
Oh, yeah.
animation with the sword flowing with water.
Yeah,
It's
like a wave,
beautiful,
yeah.
or like fire, or wind,
or a dragon comes out,
or
yeah.
dragon, or a big snake, or something.
Yep.
Supposedly, that's not actually happening. Like supposedly, there's no real fire and wind and all this stuff. It's just the sword fighting. It's just like a visual representation of how
Of their
cool
style.
I can buy
of
that.
their cool sword fighting. I honestly don't. Cause there's a few times where it's like, all right, man, that it looks like actual lightning. Like
Right.
you move, like the guy does a lightning.
It's
move.
the lightning step.
The guy
It's
does a
freaking
lightning
Zenitsu,
step
yeah.
and then moves way faster than anybody else.
Zenitsu can actually
You know
do
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
He's the Flash.
Yeah, it's like okay.
He breathed, dude. He can breathe and do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's breathing lightning, bro. Chill.
Yeah, so it does throw you off. The show does play a little bit liberally with, oh, hey, this isn't really happening, but the animation looks so much like it's happening that it's hard to tell, you know.
That's
Yeah.
what drew me in as like a casual. Like this doesn't. It didn't look like anything I'd ever seen in anime currently. So I was like, wow, like
It's not.
Yeah,
And the
it's so
quality, the sheer quality of the images, the fight scenes, that's really the peak of the show. As far as the plot and story goes, it's a pretty generic
It is pretty generic.
hero story type of thing,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of bullshit happens that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, a lot of it's there's some character arcs and some fun stuff, but nothing. It's more fun, happy-go-lucky.
For sure.
It's not super in depth. There's some sad moments, but not overly sad or devastating.
Yeah.
What I like about it is that it kind almost like Dragon Ball Z. There's this underlying thing of testing your limits,
Yes.
bursting your limits, becoming something better, and always like getting better. It kind of seems like corny and cliche now because everyone's so kind of like jaded, but like it's really cool. Like and also the importance of friendship and family. It's like really reminding you of Dragon Ball Z, and like it's a
The
really cool
formula
package.
for that anime has been there before, and it's been there. It's going to be here now. And it's going to be here forever. But like they do it like in a way, it's just like interesting
It feels
visually.
refreshing. Yeah, it's refreshing.
In that way?
and the characters are just fun.
The characters
gosh,
are fun.
yeah.
That, like,
The main
especially-
character is super positive, like super
Yes.
positive.
He's
Not
positive, like Superman almost.
The animation and especially when they're talking and stuff, the little facial expressions, the goofy,
Oh man, like the
goofy little Tanjiro
the comedic
faces.
beats are great.
The comedic beats on the show are
Zenitsu is
fantastic.
great. Inosuke's great.
Inosuke,
Yep. Especially with the sister, like with her eyes, whenever she's got the bamboo in her mouth, just like
Yeah,
"Whoa."
it's a show that really balances like really horrifying stuff with like hilarious, light, fun stuff within this whole story.
For sure.
So like you get something
Definitely,
for
the
everybody.
main reason to recommend it is amazing art style, amazing animation,
easy to consume.
easy to consume.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's so popular. The first Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train, which is kind of like the first half of season 2, basically. They actually released it in episode form after releasing the movie, which is surprising at the time.
Double dipping.
But that movie was at the time in Japan. It overthrew Spirited Away for biggest box office in Japan all time.
Yeah, I think it still is the highest.
I think it
Yeah,
still is. I don't think
is.
anything superseded it since
It's
then.
incredible.
Which again,
What about the Dragon Ball Z movie that they came
Well,
out
there's
with?
other. There's
No?
other
They
big
got
ones.
up there, but
They got
Those
up
are
there.
big
They didn't
ones,
go past
but
it?
this isn't. I mean, Spirited Away was huge.
Oh yeah, Spirit
But
was.
this
That's
is-
one of the best movies all time out of Japan.
100%.
Period.
But
And then this superseded. I mean, there's no competition about a Spirited Away being a better movie,
Yeah,
right? But it's so fun. It was a follow up to the story, and just the animation, the sheer quality of everything we saw. The fight scene between Rengoku, kind of the fire Hashira. The Hashira are these
oh man, he was so cool.
different kind of samurai that are the leaders,
The top
of the Demon
tiers.
Corp.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
masters
Basically
or
the
whatever,
elite,
yeah.
the Super Saiyans of the Demon Corp,
Yeah.
or what you want to call it, and they all have like their own kind of unique, different style. The fight between Rengoku, who was the fire Hashira, and that demon,
the punchy dude.
The punchy dude. There's like they have a name for him. The six.
It was the sixth one or the fifth one? It was like
Here's the third one. He's the third, but
top 5 or something.
But there's like
top
six
6.
demons. They have a name for it. It's not just six.
Yeah, I
demons.
don't remember. Yeah,
I can't remember the exact name, but
because like they have like the low 6 and the top 6.
Yeah, basically they have
like
top 12 demons.
Yeah.
The lower 6 demons are kind of still super powerful compared to most guys, but kind of replaceable, and they all end up getting killed at the end of season 1 by Michael Jackson. He just gets pissed off and kills them all because they're not strong enough.
Just clears the board.
Michael Jackson, like, if he gives more of his blood to the demons, they get stronger if they can actually take the blood. If they can handle it. Because, like, if you give too much of his blood to anybody, you instantly blow up.
Yeah, it's a cool demonstration of what the hell happened.
The person just dies. He just explodes.
And the whole reason why he even is trying to make a bunch of demons is because he is just trying to go out there and walk in the sun. This is the whole reason why he's doing this.
Be a daywalker.
They kind of give a little backstory, like a flashback to his story. Basically, he kind of became sick and couldn't go in the sun. Michael Jackson vibes in the story too, you know.
A little bit. No bullshit. Yeah,
it's not entirely off.
100%, man.
And then so instead of becoming white like Michael Jackson, he becomes a demon. Both could not go out in the sun afterwards.
Right.
So similarities don't end there.
Yeah.
And then so he becomes super powerful. He became the first demon, unkillable, immortal. I think he's hundreds, if not thousands, of years old.
Yeah, he's a couple hundred years old, and he killed the doctor that saved him.
He killed the doctor that had the medicine that was helping him.
Oh man.
I guess function and still stay out in the sun. And stay human.
It's called blue spider flower or some shit like that.
Spider flower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like the whole reason why he even made all these demons,
miracle cures,
like samurai shampoo,
samurai shampoo.
Yeah.
The samurai with the
flower
smell of the sunflower seed, or just like the sunflower
or something.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about though.
But like that's the whole reason why he's just trying to kill a bunch of people with his demons. Is just he's trying to get his flowers.
He does not care about any of his demon followers. They're all tools and toys to him.
Especially in that second movie, he kind of
he just destroys them all because he does not care. They're just tools for him.
Yeah.
And the only thing he cares about is being able to get back into the sun because he's so powerful and strong compared to everybody else that he just feels it's humiliating. He basically wants to take over, right?
Yeah.
He basically wants to rule.
He wants to be
openly
God
in the sun. He wants to be superior to everyone else. He does not. He's never really cared about anyone. He's never been generous or kind.
Yeah.
There's no redeeming history.
Generic bad dude that just wants to walk in the sun.
So in a sense, we're kind of leading up to like Tanjiro and friends just facing off against him. Do you think after him, like, you think there's more to go?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
This is
Especially
the end game
because
here.
so early on it started okay. You know, you started with the Tanjiro kind of training up, and then you started introducing these Hashiras and having them fight the top 6 demons. Right, so you'd have the Fire Hashira against Demon Number 3. Then Season 3, you had 2 of the other Hashiras against Demons 6 and 5, and so on and so forth. Right, kind of setting the big bad guys versus the big good guys. And then now they're like, hey, wait a minute, screw it. Let's just have a training arc. Like Season 4 entirely has just been like
it's a filler.
A bunch of training montages.
Okay,
yeah.
It's a literal, every episode is a random training montage.
Yeah.
There's not a particularly large amount of character development. Honestly, it's been pretty bad so far.
Yeah.
Season 4. Man. It's just a bunch of training montages. And then it's clear the show is gearing up towards the end of its run.
Right.
They're having this big training session so that these guys, the main guys, especially Tanjiro, can kind of get on the level of the Hashira and kind of become... They can all kind of become elite together.
Yeah.
And then it's clear it's going to be a face-off pretty soon.
A big fight.
Versus the final remaining of the top 3, what is it, Suzuki's or something?
Suzuki's, yeah, something like that. The most interesting part about like the top demons, though, is demon number 1, the top dude, because he also has the earring.
Yes.
That Tanjiro has.
Not only that, so he has the earring. And then they also showed this robot in Season 3 that... looked like that demon, and it had the
earrings.
It was like
earrings.
Wooden robot.
It was supposed to be this representation, this training robot with like 4 or 5 arms, because they needed so many arms to represent how good he was. Like basically, the guy was swinging one sword, but he was so fast and quick.
It was like he's swinging like
that
two
the
others.
robot swinging 4 swords
Okay.
is the closest they could get to the equivalent.
Yeah.
Right, and then the robot not only has the same kind of hairdo and stuff, has the same earrings.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of that implication that
He's
like
linked to Tanjiro somehow.
that not only linked to Tanjiro, but that the number one demon was the sword fighter that Michael Jackson initially feared,
Yeah.
and was the original sunflower samurai.
Dude,
Yeah,
who was just
Michael
kicking ass.
Jackson was
Yeah.
It was
fight
after. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it adds a cool twist.
There's so much stuff I want to say I can't say, so I gotta shut the fuck up.
He's right through the end of the manga. We're not gonna go that. We're only going up to the end of what's shown live on TV so far. So it's only up to season 4, the Hashira training arc.
Dude, this is awesome.
Again, it's not the most well written or best anime you'll ever see, but it is probably the most well drawn and well animated.
Casual and fun is the best way to describe it, and you can just really introduce it to anybody, honestly.
Yeah.
Right. It's a classic hero's tale. You don't really need. It doesn't go too hard into anime tropes. There's no. Closest thing there is to an anime trope guy is Zenitsu being the kind of lecherous, creepy.
Oh, he's great. Zenitsu is awesome.
The most interesting thing about it, though, is like whenever they get done with like a bad boss or like a demon that they kill, right at the end when the demon is dying, they always do like a backstory for like the demon.
I love those.
Which
I
is
love
really,
those.
really cool because most of the time I fucking hate backstories, but like their backstories like actually make sense. Just like, okay, the fight like actually had like
They have the
a meaning to it.
It was leading up to
it
this.
wasn't just like
Yeah.
the fight itself, because the fight itself is dope. Now that the demon is dying, you get the backstory of like what the fuck they were going
What they were
through,
bringing into the fight,
like,
yeah.
They have
so
these
like,
flashbacks where they do.
and then when
build
you
up
rewatch
these-
that shit, it's dope.
They
Yeah.
do build up the demons. They had the flashback for Michael Jackson as well.
Yeah.
To kind of show how he started.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that did not
it
make
is.
it
Yeah.
more, well, usually it makes the demons more sympathetic or at least more human.
Yeah, for sure.
And they even have some of these backstories for the Hashiras as well.
Yes.
Right? Kind of give. I thought it was particularly sad with Rengoku, where his dad was basically abusing him because
Yeah.
of the dad feeling like a failure.
Yep.
Several things like that. You get this insight. And the one with the Mist Hashira, where his brother was like basically abusive towards him.
Yeah.
That was harsh to watch. That was a very rough,
100%.
very difficult to watch. His brother, the guy we know on the screen, getting abused by his brother basically for years.
And the weird thing was, because like for all the demons that they fought, like all the main demons that they fought, they always had a backstory, but there was one they didn't have, and it was the dude that they had for the previous season, and he was using like the fish and like the water and
Yes,
stuff.
the kind of
And
art.
he was an asshole. Yeah, it was the art dude. Yeah,
That was the one guy of the top demons they've killed that did not have.
Yeah, it did not have a
any kind of
backstory, which was
flashback.
weird because I was just like, I
It
really
was
wanted to know that guy's
It was
backstory.
also the only guy that Tanjiro hasn't killed.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think it's
exactly.
entirely coincidental. I think something about Tanjiro makes he's such an open, kind-hearted, non-judgmental guy.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy you automatically open up to, automatically trust.
Yep.
I think that's part. Like, I think his willingness to see these demons that are killing humans and still try to find some humanity
Yep.
in them
Always
are
looking.
why the demons themselves kind of rediscover their soul.
Right
so to
before
speak.
death. Yeah,
Right.
like right before death.
And in a
No,
way, you kind
100%.
of see as a reason why they're drawn to him, because they kind of can, in a way, sense that, because he kind of sort of like brings that.
Just like, sorry,
It
dude, I
is-
had to take you out, but
Yeah.
like, bro, like you're still a bro. It's all
Yeah,
good.
we've
GG's,
seen-
dude.
but let me take you out
GG's.
still.
We've seen a lot of happy-go-lucky anime protagonists, but Tanjiro has this pure heartedness.
He's a fluffball, man. He's just
Where-
like he's like a cinnamon roll,
He's
dude.
not even like I wouldn't even call him a sucker, right? He still kills these demons.
Oh,
He's
he,
still like
he fucking
When it has to
goes
get
hard.
busy, he gets busy.
Right.
Oh, he
yeah.
gets busy.
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
not one of those guys that's like, oh my god, I can't do this, I'm gonna cry. No, he doesn't do that. But he still has that empathy.
He's
has
got
that,
empathy, yeah.
limitless empathy.
And he doesn't go to the dark side ever. He's
It
just
draws-
like, I'm there. I'm gonna kick ass, but bro, I feel bad for
It's
you.
an active fight, not against the demons, but against inside of him, like trying to like.
He
stop
doesn't
that.
have
It's great.
darkness within him.
No.
He doesn't have that. It can make characters more interesting when they do, because it has more of that arc.
because it's got that
Right,
push
more-
and pull
more
between
of
the
that,
light and the dark and such.
Right, and
Yeah.
you have that will he or won't they? Will he have those big dark moments?
Yeah,
will
yeah.
he give in to
Yeah.
his darker impulses? Tanjiro pretty much never has that,
He's just trying to survive.
but he's still something about the raw purity of his emotions makes him a compelling character regardless.
I'll still say what's thrown at him. It still allows him to at least question things. I like how he's three-dimensional in that. Yeah, he's happy-go-lucky, but he still absorbs what happens to him, and like he allows it to affect him, and allows him to think about things in like a roundabout way instead of like the more straightforward kind of way. So I like the fact that they made him three-dimensional in that way to still combat the darkness, but still be his own guy. And like you see that come through, it's just amazing.
Or
writing.
Smell his way through the problem. You know what I mean?
Because he has a nose like a bloodhound.
No, it's he knows when to get bloodthirsty and when to get killing when he needs to. He's not a softie. He doesn't have those like, oh my god, what am I doing wrong?
He ain't no bitch.
Right?
He's not afraid to cry.
If you ever
He lets
watch
it out,
Jujutsu Kaisen, where like the main guy like constantly is feeling bad about potentially killing one that might have once been human, Tanjiro does not. He does not have that hesitation.
Yeah, he understands
that purity of purpose is there, not just the purity of heart, but the purity of purpose.
For sure.
And again, makes him. Usually, those kind of characters are frankly a little bit boring. They're a little bit one-dimensional. And I don't think Tanjiro's had a strong character arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know. Something about that joy of life makes
endearing,
him compelling.
Dude. Yeah.
It's like a Paddington-type personality.
The interesting thing about it is, so now that the manga is actually finished, the one who wrote the manga is actually a female. I don't know if you guys knew that. And I think she's one of the first female ones that's like really been famous since the show Sailor Moon, if I'm not mistaken.
I knew she's young. She's like not much older than us.
So like I'm really excited for her to like work on her next stuff. She probably already is. I just don't know what it is because I don't keep up with it all the time. Yeah. But she did a really good job for her first big one. She did really good.
It does seem a little bit with this arc, and my buddy who's read the manga kind of told me, Jim, friend of the show, Jim.
Yeah.
This arc sucks.
This arc is not the best, and it seems like the show just wants to get to the end. Because early on, it kind of seemed like we might have several seasons of like, okay, here's the main demon bad guy, and here's the Hashira who's going to fight him. Yeah. And frankly, it was so fun. I probably wouldn't have minded a couple extra ones.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just
this is like
it just seems like to the point where it's like, okay, let's get past the mysteries. Let's get past some of this lore. Yeah. Let's get past some of the character building. Let's just get to the end.
Yeah.
Let's just get to the end. And I don't. Too many shows stay longer than they need to.
Yeah.
Too many shows hang on when they just need to get to the end.
Yeah.
Inuyasha is my number one all time, where it felt like they were getting towards the end. What was that with the guy with the mask? You know what I'm talking about, the main villain?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember his name.
With an N. He had an N in his name, I believe.
Man.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
The shapeshifter who was kind
of... Naraku.
They were building right up to him being the main villain.
Yeah.
And kind of building
his brother was the most interesting villain, actually.
His brother was also super interesting as a kind of a anti-hero / villain.
Yeah.
Anti-villain. And then they're like, okay, to extend it, we're just going to have villains of the week for like 30 different episodes.
Yep. And then they made the movie at the end.
Finally. They didn't. They literally stopped all the momentum of the show.
Yes.
All the momentum
multiple
of the show,
times.
To have random here's the boss of the week.
And then he got away. And then he got away again. Naraku got away again. And gosh darn it.
And then they even stopped showing Naraku. Like, I served Naraku, but they didn't even show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It got rough.
Yeah, it got rough.
So I definitely appreciate. Sometimes it feels the shows end a little too fast. But I definitely appreciate a show and knowing when to end. Yeah. And knowing when they're starting to run out of ideas and going ahead and ending it.
For sure. They've already set everything up and just get it rolling.
Then just milking it. Yeah. And trying to just squeeze in more arcs, and more channels, and more chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess to close out, so the artist name of Demon Slayer name is Koyoharu Gotuge. She's an amazing artist. So just wanted to shout out her name so people know her because this is groundbreaking stuff she did just how influential this will be. I think moving forward, I think Demon Slayer will probably influence a new wave of animators and just people that will just do crazier stuff within the medium. So, just huge shout out to her and just what she's doing with this property. But yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, awesome. Definitely a highly recommended show.
100%.
Definitely highly recommend.
It's casual. Just watch it with your girl. Watch it with your boy.
It's the kind of show you don't have to be deeply into anime or really be super into anime tropes to enjoy. right? There's no weird fan service, and it doesn't get corny and stuff. It's a fun show. But okay, speaking of some more anime, we have to do our one-shot review. We will just,
One opportunity.
I don't know if you've heard some of the recent episodes. We'll have to call you out.
No, I haven't even been able to listen to my basketball podcast, actually. I've been so goddamn busy. But Kosi did say about the show that you guys watched.
So, okay,
I think it was the first episode you guys were about to talk about.
So we'll give you a quick rundown and a reminder for the listeners at home. So one shot, basically, if you see here our wheel Ali back here behind Kosi.
I've been eyeing that wheel this entire time, actually, with Hulu, Crunchy,
basically
Tubi.
The way it works, we spin the wheel. First spin is for a streaming service.
Crunchy,
In this case, we would be Crunchyroll. And then we do a second spin for genre. So in this case, it would be reality/documentary.
Oh,
I don't know how well that works for Crunchyroll.
Usually, I would do a respin on that.
Maybe. Well, we're just showing you as an example.
Okay. I was about to say, if that's for real.
We messed up last week, but the order we're going to go in is 1 week, we spin.
Yeah.
We look at that, come up with a show based on the criteria of the spins.
Okay.
And then the next week, we review it on here.
Got
Right?
it.
We
I like that.
We spun with Jim. Again, 2 weeks ago, we messed up last week. And so this week, we're reviewing the show we spun for.
Gotcha.
Right? So now the show is called...
Yeah, it's called Sound Euphonium.
Sound Euphonium. It's a quick rundown. Basically, a euphonium, first of all, it seems to be an instrument, like like medium-sized brass instrument. Right, like a smaller tuba is what it seems to be implied in the show. Basically, it seems like a kind of a coming-of-age show for young girls coming into high school. And they were all in the band club, the orchestra band. Concert band. That's what they call it. Concert band.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like classical music, but with with brass instruments and stuff. And then it's basically we see these girls. We're introduced to the main characters. We're shown how they become friends on the first day of high school. Very basic stuff. And then they show how they're all going to join the at the moment pretty crappy band of the high school.
Ooh, okay.
The main girl and some other girl that she was formerly friends with was on the middle school band, and they were pretty good, but they were disappointed because they didn't make it all the way to nationals. They weren't.
The nationals.
They weren't like the best.
All right. Okay.
And so this new band that they're at school with sucks. They're like barely even competitive. Right? They're like amazing to make nationals, and these guys aren't even like close. And
I immediately thought about Glee when he said nationals, dude.
it kind of Glee vibes. Yeah, like a Glee anime kind of vibes.
Okay.
And then that's the gist of the show. First episode is just basically introducing the characters, introducing that they like the band, introducing us to the main girls that are going to be the characters, the main characters the show goes on with, one or two guys that kind of give us a little more variety. But it's a very much coming of age for young girls type show.
Is there like a romance in the show whatsoever,
Not so
or
far.
Strictly like
Not
about
so
the
far.
music?
It seems like
only the first episode,
like maybe there's a few small hints of this guy who's known the main girl forever, potentially being a love interest, but nothing overt.
Okay, gotcha.
Nothing
Gotcha.
overt.
Yeah,
The animation looks fun off the posters, but go ahead, Kosi.
Yeah, just piggybacking on what Juan said. Yeah, it's one of those shows where we're clearly not the target audience, but I do appreciate just what they're doing in this. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like almost like a haiku.
I feel like our wags or wives and girlfriends would.
I like that.
The sports terminology. Yeah. You never heard that? The wags?
No, but I like it.
Yeah, that's how they describe the wives and girlfriends of sports players. So I feel like my wife would probably enjoy this a little more.
Yeah.
So you guys would not continue to watch it?
No,
Off of what you guys watched.
Well, hold on, just 1 second, Juan. So, like, going back to like just my review of it, I think what was cool about this show still was they showcased everyone had like their own little like instrument and like almost like a team, almost like a Power Rangers or like Sailor Moon type team. Like, hey, I play this, I play that, and we're all gonna come together.
Okay.
Again, it kind of reminded me of like a little bit of a Haikyuu, but will I watch it? Not really. Like, it's cool for what it was. I like what they did.
It's just not your taste.
Yeah.
It seems like a charming, cute show. It's just
You're not the target audience.
I
like
mean,
you said.
again,
Yeah.
like, you know, there's plenty of shows and movies with women-led shows and movies that are great for everyone. This just seems like a show that's very much intended for girls or girls who
For the
reminiscing
female
about like the
audience.
kind of
Yeah.
high school experience, the women audience.
But it's done well.
So it's done well.
Yeah,
Those
it's done
characters
well.
seem fun. I mean, I wouldn't.
Is there comedy in it? Or not really?
Not really.
Or is it like super serial?
Not super serial, but
Almost
it's just,
super serial. It's but it's very earnest and straightforward.
Okay.
It's more drama based and like again, it's a coming of age. It's not a comedy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not goofy.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be some comedy, but it's not
Yeah.
like goofy.
But it didn't have the pull for you guys.
I'd say
Again,
no.
it seems like a quality. It seems like it would be quality. I almost was curious, but it didn't quite pull me in. And it
Fair
really
enough.
doesn't. Frankly, almost seems creepy to watch. You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
Like, you gotta watch it with your girlfriend or wife if you want to watch it.
Right. And then, I'll watch it with them, and I'll be like
would
on
watch
the
it
phone on the side or something.
I wouldn't watch
Yeah.
it. I wouldn't watch it alone.
It seems a little bit like weird to watch a show about.
Well, did you guys watch it dubbed or did you guys watch a sub?
subtitles.
Yeah, watch
It was a
subtitles.
sub?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It seems a little weird to watch a show about 15-year-old
High school
girls
Yeah.
entering high school and like
Yeah.
it's just really not meant for us.
Yeah.
So,
Again,
at
there's
this
I mean,
point, yeah.
I've seen like shows like Suzume or I mean, sorry, movies like Suzume or My Name or different things that are centered on girls a lot, but
Girl Who Leapt Through Time.
but
yeah.
it's more universal.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, for sure. For sure.
This just seems like it's very clearly aimed
So-
at people who are either girls either in high school or reminiscing about their high school experience.
As far as the spin to win, so you guys, landed on Crunchyroll, I'm guessing? and then
Yeah.
drama.
on drama or reality.
drama or reality? Okay.
No, but last week.
Okay, so that was
Oh,
the
it
last
was-
week.
it
So
was
if it was
drama.
drama, so...
Yeah.
And then, like, how did you guys end up on that one particular show out of everything?
We just pull up that. We just go to a streaming service, pull up that genre.
Yeah.
Usually they have
And just
it
go from
defined
there.
by genre. Jim helped us pick. Jim happened to be here,
Okay.
so Jim told us to put that show on for.
So
for
what
the
are you
review.
guys going to do now for next week now?
So we're gonna be so every week we either spin or review, right?
Spin
so
or review.
So we
Oh,
review,
got it.
right? So next week we do a real spin for the next show.
Okay.
Right,
So,
so
I
that
missed
way-
the spin is what you're telling me, bro?
Yes, you missed
Oh,
the spin.
God.
You got the review though.
No,
You got
Glizzy,
the
dude.
review.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
But maybe next time. Yeah.
Okay.
maybe.
All right.
We'll have you on twice in a row.
All right.
You get the full experience. But yeah, so that's our one-shot review for this week. So good show if you're into, high school girl kind of drama, coming of age tale. If not, probably not for you.
All right.
But well made for what it was, and charming, and very cute. But yeah, so to end it off, we're gonna go to plug of the week. All right, so I'll lead guest first. What's your plug of this week?
Oh man, I mean the only thing that I've been watching recently, dude, Baki, guys, you guys should watch Baki.
Yeah, you told me about that
we
earlier.
were mentioning
Yeah.
that before
Baki,
the show. So
Baki's
some
not been
insight.
out like for a while on Netflix.
Give us some
The insight is like essentially, it's this guy. His name is Baki essentially, and he was born originally from his dad just because his dad just wanted a strong son to beat him up. And his dad is considered the strongest being in the world, to the point where he is considered as strong as an army of a country with his bare hand. And it's
Is it
a
like superpowers?
martial art kind of world as far as that's concerned. And it does, I guess the way that the show and the manga is written, it's like it's really super ridiculous. but because the writer believes in it, it starts to want to make you believe in it, almost like the MGS style, like with this bullshit, but they take it super seriously. So you're like, okay, I could kind of believe in this story, like this bullshit that you guys are talking about. And essentially, Baki, the overarching story of it is Baki is trying to get as strong as his dad and just trying to beat up his dad.
Okay.
But outside of that, there are so many different kind of fighters in the show where they just compete, like karate versus like kung fu, for example, and like the way that they study it and fight. And it's a super alpha show. It's only for the dudes. It's a bunch of fucking buff dudes that are just trying to beat up on each other, is the best way to put it. And the main character is like 18 years old, but everybody else is like 20s and 30s, and they've been studying all this art of whatever that they're trying to do, like whatever kind of style that they have as far as their fight. And it's just a fun show. And with the anime, as far as it's concerned, on Netflix, I think up to the manga is like 300 chapters in, so it's pretty far in. But where it starts, it's called, I think the arc is called The Most Dangerous Villain Arc. And essentially, it's about 5 different prisoners that are on death row that they break out all at the same time, and they go to Japan essentially, and they want to taste defeat. That's how it starts. And then all the fighters that were already there in Japan, who were part of the underground ring tournament, which was the previous arc, they go against these guys, and these guys don't care about rules or anything. They'll just like randomly show up, beat the fuck out of each other, fucking stab people and shit. It's really fucking metal.
Like Dragon Ball Z a little bit?
No,
not at all.
No, it's super gory.
Oh.
It's super gory, and they cuss a lot, and it's just a bunch of fucking random fights, and it's testosterone as hell. Super alpha. It's probably the most alpha male show as far as the anime is concerned, and it is super original, because like it's not about like an overarching arc or a theme of the show. It's just about the art of what they believe in, and they just clash against each other with their fights. Right. And you just want to see what the fuck happens next, because it's just always about the next fight. And that's all it is. It's a fighting show all the way.
I'm looking at pictures of it right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, and whenever like a big hit basically happens, the narrator really takes the cake, because he'll like explain like in detail of like this punch was made because of this and blah blah blah, right? Like it just like goes super in depth about how this style of fight is against the other one, and it's just super alpha. That's all I can say about it. But I highly recommend you guys watch it, because it's just a fun fucking watch.
Where can we find it at? Like what?
It's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix, and now they have like 5 seasons. The first 3 seasons is just called Baki, and then the other one, which is the sequel for it, is called Baki Hanma, the Son of the Ogre.
All right.
I'm
sold.
Watch the first episode, and you guys tell me what you think, because like I'm really curious what you guys think about it, because like it is super metal.
Right on. Okay.
All right. Kosi, okay, plug of the week.
Let me see. So yeah, my plug of the week will be an album I've been listening to for the past like couple weeks now. It's Donald Glover's or Childish Gambino's latest album called Atta Vista. So you know he had like. He had like a little bit of an up and down, just career. I wouldn't say up and down, but just a career that had a lot of highs. But he kind of chilled out for a little bit now. And this album is the first one he's released in 4 years since his last album, 3/15/20. Yeah, Adavisa, it's just kind of almost like a return to form for Glover. He has a lot of just great people that are appearing on his album. So from Ariana Grande to 21 Savage. We have one of my favorite composers, Ludwig Göransson, who actually made the beat for Redbone, one of Childish's biggest hits, comes back on this. So no, it's just a great album, a great like summertime album. I've been listening to it a lot for the past couple weeks. Just a big fan of his work, and just been on rotation on my iPod. So Atta Vista from Childish Gambino is my play.
I actually want to check that out because that guy's a genius. I love all of his albums.
He's great.
I gotta check it out. I didn't know this came out.
Yeah, man, it
came out
like,
May 13th, 2024.
Yeah, over a month. So yeah, it's great stuff. All right, Juan, pass it on to you, brother.
Okay. So for my plug of the week, I'm gonna plug something that Ali originally plugged to me. Kind of reminded me when we started talking about Baki. Not quite the same thing, but some vibes. Hunter x Hunter.
Oh hell yeah, bro! That's my favorite anime.
Hunter x Hunter.
It's a great pull.
All right, so Hunter x Hunter, at its core, at the beginning of the story, the concept is this young boy got abandoned by his father. Shout out to Kosi.
Yep, shouts out to me.
GG's, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's worse than Goku. There's nobody worse than Goku, but this guy is.
So this dude gets abandoned by his father. So the story he gets told is that his father went to join the Hunters, which in this case are kind of this elite monster hunting / treasure hunting kind of organization. And so the kid's name is Gon. Yeah. And basically, dude comes up like his dad left him, the equivalent of, oh hey, I'm gonna go buy some cigarettes, and never came back.
Oh man, he left to get milk and never came back.
Except Gon, instead of saying, oh hey, my dad went to get cigarettes and never came back, what a shithead, he says, man, my dad went to get cigarettes and never came back. I gotta go try me some cigarettes. That must be some hot shit. That must be some amazing shit.
Give me some of that right
if
there.
If it's worth leaving me for. Man, he abandoned his whole kid for cigarettes. Man, that's gotta be some great cigarettes. I'm gonna go try some of these cigarettes. So Gon tries to go become a hunter. Not even explicitly.
Wait, I'm sorry, Juan. Was his dad? So for his dad's version of cigarettes was go monster hunting.
It's not. They're called hunters. They're not really just monster hunters.
Oh, okay, it's okay.
It's like a profession.
Okay.
They're like bounty hunters or like task people. They do different things.
It's a license you essentially get as a hunter, and whenever you do get that, you get a lot of freedom throughout the world. Essentially, you could go like on planes for free. Like you could go a bunch of you could make a shitload of money.
Kind of special ops kind of people.
Okay. Yeah. Like you get like special kind of privileges essentially being a hunter, and they also continue.
They do monster hunt and chase treasures and search for interesting things. They don't have like a one thing they do. They're all doing different things.
Everything.
And some of them are like scientists. Some of them are trying to help the world. Some of them just want power and money.
Yep.
There's no set.
Some just want to fight just for the fuck of it.
Like fighting just to get stronger. There's no set. There's no set rule you have to be as a hunter. You can do anything you want as a hunter. Some people just want revenge, to avenge their family or whatever, right? But it's like a powerful one. You have to be incredibly powerful just to become a hunter, and then you will get like as much privileges and stuff for becoming a hunter. So yeah, Gon's dad left to become a hunter, and then Gon's like, yeah, I guess I gotta go become a hunter. Just again, not to find his dad. Explicitly, he tells everybody around him, hey, I'm not doing this to... Not even that he hates on him. He's just like, I don't know if this is even going to find me him. But, I just want to see what it's like. Because, damn, this guy abandoned me to become a hunter. That means
I want a cigarette, bro.
It must be some good cigarettes.
Let me get on that.
Hunter must be some good cigarettes. I swear to God, that's the concept of the show. And then, he... honestly, what makes the show fun is that, one... It's kind of lore and gimmicks, like the little fighting forms or powers they have.
Nen.
I know they're called Nen. It's like chakra almost, or you know what I mean. They're similar to other stuff, but they all have their own unique kind of Nen superpowers. But the cool thing about it is that the show goes to a lot of effort to explain this stuff in depth. And then it doesn't ignore it later on.
No.
It's not like some of these shows
they build on it.
where they say, oh, hey, here's this complex lore for how Super Saiyans work. And then in season 5, they're just like, oh, screw it. You can just go Super Saiyan whenever, and it doesn't matter. We're just going to do stuff that's cool and convenient.
The scaling of power is crazy.
Yeah, no, in this show, they're like, hey, you remember in season 2 when we explained to you that you could only use this type of power if you have this type of Nen? Well, we meant that shit. So now, 4 seasons later, you know, we're going to build on that specific rule and show you how far you can get.
Okay.
And teach you even more bullshit with it.
Yeah, so, but like, like the stuff adds on to the previous stuff. And another cool thing is that each arc, like, just kind of throws away, not quite throws away, but it's like, okay, hey, you know, we finished the arc where he becomes a hunter. Okay, now we're going to do this different arc where he gets money and becomes a strong fighter. Oh, he's getting to the top of the fighting tournament and becoming one of the best fighters? Okay, screw it. They just wanted some money. Let's just go leave and go do something else now. It's just like every season is totally like Whiplash.
Different feel completely.
Whiplash, kind of like, wait, what?
What's happening?
Get to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do we get to this? Some of them do, like, there is some continuation of the overarching storylines, but you do get a little bit of Whiplash, like, oh, we were about to like fight this one bad guy, and now we're in an entirely different section of the world. Nothing to do with the what? Yeah.
Well, I guess I should ask one. How far did you get into the show? Because it's like 148 episodes.
I watched the Chimera Ant.
Hell yeah!
Ant arc is one of the most bad shit, insane
Holy
things I've ever
fuck,
seen on television.
Dude,
This guy's not a skip bitch like I am. He'll watch the whole thing.
It's 60. Okay, so each arc is kind of like a season, kind of.
Yep.
Like it's the equivalent. So most of the arcs are like, some of them are 20 episodes, some of them are 10 episodes. One of them is like 25. And then one of the arcs is 65 episodes.
Which is the Chimera Ant arc, which is basically the second to last arc.
Oh, wow.
Second to last arc. And it's just massive. And you think it's going to be ridiculous. I actually was scared it was going to be one of those filler villain of the week type arcs. But no, they just... I mean, they probably could have cut a few of the episodes. But they go all the fuck out.
Yeah, they go all the fuck out.
On everything. They even have like a nuclear arm allegory because it's Japan. So Japan is a very fraught relationship with nuclear.
North Korea BS as well, like as far as because I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
They get into the North Korea bullshit.
You're right.
Like crazy.
They go there. Okay.
They go like really, really in-depth stuff.
All right.
No, they go. They have like this chess kind of thing. It's a fascinating show.
By far my favorite anime, bar none. That's my number one
favorite.
Okay.
I don't think I call my favorite, but it's excellent. Probably Attack on Titan is going to stay my favorite.
That's fair, man. I get that.
Where can I find Hunter x Hunter?
Crunchyroll, and I think Netflix has at least... I think actually Netflix has the whole thing.
They have all of it. Same goes to Hulu as well.
Yeah, and I think Netflix has the whole thing. You got to watch out with Netflix. Sometimes they'll have... Like with Inuyasha, they only have the arcs up to, or like when we were talking about where like Naruto's like building up and building up.
Yeah.
And then they don't have like the later ones where it's a bunch of filler episodes.
Yep. Okay.
So sometimes Netflix does that. You gotta be careful with Netflix.
Just to make sure.
Or like Attack on Titan, for a long time they had like
just one season, two seasons.
They were like 2 seasons behind. So if you were catching up to the new stuff, or like you started watching on Netflix, you suddenly be like, oh, suddenly this ran out, and suddenly no, there's still plenty of content left.
Okay.
I would for sure say like you could watch it dubbed or subbed. They're both amazing. I
always watch stuff subbed.
I'll definitely check that out.
Except for some of the nostalgic stuff that I watched as a kid.
Yeah, like Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Vegeta. Yeah.
I can't go back and watch
Trigun, like stuff like that.
Samurai X. We talked about it.
Samurai,
there's a different name, but it's called Samurai X in Spanish. That's why
it was Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin. We should have a remake of that show right now out right now.
Really? I watched that dubbed in Spanish. I'm trying to watch that with like the girly ass Japanese.
Yeah, no. I feel you on that. I
watched that like Toonami, like
I got you.
And back in the day, that was another like small little plug. That was a fun show, honestly,
for sure.
For the time. For nowadays, it's a little.
This is the anime episode though for you guys, I guess.
We had another one with Jim. We had a big
an actual
favorites all time.
Okay. Low-key's the second one.
We like the anime stuff, and we like sports conversation. You missed our sports ball last week when we did a final discussion.
What'd you guys talk about?
The Celtics versus.
No. Like who was a guest?
No, it was
just you two?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit. Okay.
Our guest bailed last minute.
Okay.
You couldn't make it. You were busy.
Yeah, I was busy. I was busy last week.
Our replacement guest bailed last minute. I mean, it's not his fault. He's got busy with work.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And this ain't none of our day jobs, y'all. This
Yeah.
ain't, you gotta work. We gotta work for a living.
Yeah, for realsies, dude.
Nah, but
But yeah, man, Ali, love having you here.
Hey,
thanks
man.
for coming, bud.
Excellent
Love-
fucking
love the
plug,
dis-
Juan.
Yeah, of
excellent
course, man.
fucking
Yeah,
plug.
dude.
I love the
Thanks,
discussion
Kosi.
as
Appreciate it,
always.
brother. Good plug with Donald Glover, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like again, man, and thank you, Ali, thank you, Juan, and also thank you, listeners. Once again, listeners, thank you very much for listening to the show. You can find us on Spotify under It Was Mooney. Just search that. You can also please like and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, where you can find this podcast along with other content on there. So I've been Kosi, joined by Juan, and of course our awesome studio.
Yes,
guest,
sir. Appreciate
Ali.
y'all. Thank you so
Until
much, y'all.
Until next time, guys. Peace.
Adios.